Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Welcome to the Going to Killing City podcast, a historical look at murder in Kansas City. Here are your hosts, Jamie Green and Alex Greenwood.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to Going to Killing City. We love this town. We are all in on Kansas City. It was a beautiful day here in Kansas City last month. I did not go to the parade, as we have discussed ad nauseum. I obviously I don't root against the Chiefs, but I'm not a Chiefs fan. But I know you weren't there either. But I have been at the parade. I went to when the Royals won the World Series in 2015, and took my whole family on. And just what a horrible thing that happened in front of Union Station. For those of you who might not know, at the very end of the celebration, where they had hundreds of thousands of people down in front of Union Station, some knuckleheads decided to have a fight and to pull out guns and shoot at each other, and they killed innocent people and wounded a lot of children, and it just makes me sick to my stomach, and I know you're the same way. So
it's been awful to think about. And actually, I had a friend who was there with her daughters. One was 16, one was 12, and they literally were sitting 20 yards away from where that guy opened fire, but they'd already left because it happened towards the end, and they'd picked up and moved, thank goodness. What we know now, by the way, we're recording this Thursday. We're recording this in February, right after, folks, for the March episode, just so you know. And by then, hopefully we'll know a little more about it. But what we know today is one is dead, at least 20 others injured after shots were fired at the end of the victory parade and rally. And, it's just, I'm not going to preach at anybody. I'm just going to say that this got to stop. And I don't really understand people who think the answer is more guns, because maybe if there'd been a couple of fewer guns, this wouldn't have happened. But I'm sick about it. It's really put a damper on what really was an historic event with the Chiefs. And aside from Travis Kelce being really bombed, it was a pretty fun little rally. God, he was so bombed.
I didn't even see it.
They had to hold him up by his elbows.
My God, you're getting too old for that, Travis.
It's like, dude, yeah, you're 35.
Yeah, it's time to maybe slow down a little bit, brother.
Slow down. But anyway, so we thought about issuing a special statement, but you know what? The listeners, you get us, and you know how much we love this city, and you know that, again, this show is not about making light of murder. It's about making light of the dumb people who commit murders, and apparently the people who committed murder yesterday are extremely dumb, and we are very, very sad.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why we've never wanted to do kids, and right. Which a lot of these people that were shot were children, which just, as we're both fathers, just I can't even imagine. And that's also why we make sure it's decades before we talk, because we don't want to sensationalize any of this.
Right.
I think you and I both agree that, yeah, we're a true crime podcast, but we actually sneak a lot of history in, and context, and our love of Kansas City. I think that's the biggest thing that comes through. So our thoughts are with everyone involved in it, and I hate it. And Kansas City had 185 murders last year, which is way too many. And I wish we need to do something. I wish we could get on consensus. So that is that. Well, now, once again, as you know, for people we keep growing, which is cool. So once again, the construct of this, it's a historic murder that has to be different in Kansas City. No children. Usually it's quite a bit older. Depends on how long ago. One of us does the research. This month, it was Alex's time to do the research. The other person is just given a hint. And then that person comes up with a drink. So Alex gave me the hint, a ghostly eep. Which this is the most esoteric one I've gotten so far, brother.
A ghostly heap. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I came up with, I'm a bourbon Scotch guy. So of course, whenever I go, Alex is actually drinking this. I'm curious to see what he thinks, but it's the Ghost Old Fashioned, and the only reason it makes it a Ghost Old Fashioned, Old Fashioned is usually bourbon, whiskey, whatever, some bitters in it, obviously some sugar, usually simple syrup or sugar cubes. But this one is with Jim Beam's Jacob's Ghost White Whiskey. We are both Dickensian folks. We love some Dickens stuff.
Copperfield, man, Copperfield.
Yeah,
right?
I love Dickens. I have this strange fascination with all things Victorian Britain, which is interesting because I think it would be so stinky and gross. But I love Arthur Conan Doyle stuff. I obviously love all the Dickens stuff. There's a bunch of stuff of that era. I love the outfits. It fascinates me. So, what'd you think of this drink, dude?
I think it's really nice. I actually had everything on hand. I had the whiskey. I had the bitters. I have the sugar cubes. The orange. I even had the orange for once. Normally, I don't have a lot of oranges laying around, and the little bit of club soda on top of it, and it's refreshing and nice. It's nice. I'm not going to tell you it's the greatest thing I ever had in my world, but I'm going to tell you something. It's going to enter my repertoire of drinks for when you want a little drink, but you don't want to get tipsy even. You just want to enjoy a sip on it.
You don't want to Travis Kelce it. What you're saying.
You do not want to Kelsey this drink. You do not.
I think we need to make Kelsey's now a verb. I think we're going to have to use that from here on out.
I think we are all the 92%ers out there. If you listen to the New Heights podcast, we're going to Kelsey this drink. That's right.
So for people, I think everybody should know how to make a old fashioned. It's one of the drink standards. This is just a little thing on old fashioned Manhattan. What else do we think everybody should know? A margarita. And obviously all your vodka drinks. What would you say?
Martinis are easy. If you want to make gin or vodka, you need gin, vodka, dry vermouth, and a twist of either a lemon or an olive or an onion. Of course, an onion is with gin. It makes a Gibson. But anyway, those are so easy. Everybody's like, "Oh, martini sounds so hard." It's not. And you can do it shaken or stirred. But I would just say stir it. Usually, you shake it, you get a lot of oxygen, and it gets cloudy. So those things. But yeah, I'm right there. Yeah, if you can't make an old, it's kind of like this. When I remember this, when I got some advice from somebody when I struck out on my own as a bachelor, and he's like, "Look, a buddy of mine who's older." And gave me some advice. He says, you need to know how to make breakfast for somebody. But that's something that's always stuck with me. I know how to cook a lovely omelet for a lovely person. Well, nowadays it's my wife, but usually, yeah, as far as I know, yeah. I don't know if I Kelsey'd a lot. I don't know. Who knows? The night before, but there's that. But then, yeah. But also, every man should know, or any woman. I shouldn't be so sexist. Everybody should know how to make, as you said, an old fashioned, a Manhattan, a martini, a margarita. What am I missing? There's
Cosmopolitan.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
Sex in the City kind of diminished now, but it used to be that's all they wanted. Girls I was dating or back in the day was
Cosmo. The name of my dad's last band, the Cosmopolitans.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool name. I like that.
Yeah, it was fun. It's just kind of fun to think about. So
it is.
We're going to get started in a second. One last thing I'll say. One of the reasons why I love Kansas City, and we both have some Gaelic, but I'm 16% Irish, which I don't, that's what DNA will tell you how much, but I love St. Patrick's Day here. It's one of my favorite holidays, and it's a family thing for us. We do not go down to the parade and get. I have not been to the parade and the St. Patrick's Day parade, the actual parade, in probably over 30 years now. It's been forever.
Whoa.
I'm a bigger fan of the neighborhood parades. The Brookside Parade or downtown Overland Park has a parade. I know you have the Snake Parade up north. It's usually the weekend before. Right. But I love St. Patrick's Day. So for anybody who's listening, this is going to come out right before St. Patrick's Day. We wish you all a great St. Patrick's Day. It's a family thing for us. It's so much fun to get together with all the families. So with that, so when you know what the hint is, the drink, of course, we're putting everything on the website. Got to go to the website for the drink, for the show notes, for all of it. So check that out. And so, Alex, I can't believe we're doing this already. It's another month. The floor is yours.
Oh, it sounds good. And hey, for St. Patrick's Day, just be safe and don't let what happened here deter you. We've got to live our lives. Just keep your head on a swivel. And like Jamie said, have some fun with family and do that. It's part of our heritage. Jamie, I'm a big Celtic guy myself here. I've got a lot of Scot and Irish and all that stuff in me. So, Anywho, I'm with you on that. All right. Today, though, the hint was ghostly heap, right?
Mm-hmm.
A ghostly heap. All right. Keep that in mind as we begin our story. Mentioning St. Patrick's Day is interesting because it's the stuff of legend, right? And legends are those tantalizing whispers from the past, and they have a way of seeping into the fabric of our reality, our contemporaneous reality, painting the ordinary with the extraordinary. They're the stories that make our hearts race and our minds wander to the edges of possibility, right? Yet as juicy and riveting as these tales might be, they often walk a fine line between truth and fiction, between historical fact and embellished narrative. Is that fair to say? I think it is. Over time, like a game of telephone played across generations, the essence of these stories becomes adorned with layers of confabulation. Humans do this, each edition making them all the more compelling and, paradoxically, more distant from their actual origins. The Epperson House in Kansas City stands as a testament to this phenomenon. Epperson House, you say? Yes. Surely you've seen this historic residence at 5200 Cherry Street in Kansas City. The house
by UMKC
is now part of the aforementioned UMKC. Its history is not just a record of architectural achievement or the legacy of its inhabitants, but also a canvas for the supernatural legends that have grown around it. These stories, rich in detail and emotion, speak to our deepest fears and desires, conjuring images of ghostly figures in evening gowns, unseen hands playing organs, the musical instrument, and mysterious movements in the dead of night. They invite us to imagine the house not just as a structure of bricks and mortar, but as living, breathing entity where the line between the living and the dead could be as thin as a sylvan cobweb. So, as we delve into the narrative of the Epperson House, we're reminded that legends, for all their allure, are often just that, stories. They are the product of human imagination, confabulations that grow more elaborate with each telling. Hey, I love a good tale well told. I am known to embroider, but in the interest of history, we keep that in mind on going to Killing City, that these tales, while they capture our imagination, also challenge us to discern the kernel of truth that lies at their heart, to separate the historical wheat from the chaff of myth. So in the story of the Epperson House, we find fact and fiction, and with the possibility of paranormal, while grounding us in the tangible legacy of Uriah Spray Epperson and his monumental home. Okay, that's the heap.
So now Uriah, this is the first person I actually know who's actually was named Uriah. Obviously, we were just talking about Dickens, Uriah Heep, right?
Right.
And so people who don't know, the band got the name from a Dickens. Was it
Copperfield?
David Copperfield, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's basically about somebody who's falsely humble.
Yes, he's very humble.
Falsely. Yeah.
He's like the Eddie Haskell of the 19th century.
You're looking really lovely, Mrs. Cleaver.
Yeah.
In the story of this house, though, we, as I say, with Uriah Spray, middle name was Spray, like Spray, like cats do. It's a compelling story. He was a businessman with a weakness for song and dance, and he is remembered today for having employed his talents to organize productions, concerts, and social events for charity. And when he eventually died, that enthusiasm for Kansas City's cultural life was kept around for a while. He was born December 22nd, 1861, near Indianapolis. He and his family moved to KC when he was 6, and he was an early product of Kansas City's public school system. At 19, he went to work for the Fowler Meatpacking Company, rising to the position of plant manager during his 22-year career there. Well, when his company was absorbed by another, and a new management required him to relocate, he just said, "No, I'm staying KC." Smart guy, right? Established himself as an underwriter of fire insurance for grain elevators and lumber yards. Yeah. In addition to the U.S. Epperson Underwriting Company, he created the Epperson Land Investment Company. So he became well off and a business and civic leader. He served a term as the president of the Kansas City Commercial Club, which is the forerunner of the Chamber of Commerce.
Which I worked at, Alex.
I'm bringing it home to you, my brother.
I can give you the chamber spiel if you want, but I don't think you want it. But go ahead.
Well, let's just say it was Chamber of Commerce weather, and we'll move on. But he was also instrumental in the creation of Kansas City's first convention hall, which was located at 13th and Central. And thanks in part to his leadership, the building was rebuilt in just 90 days in time for the Democratic National Convention to be held there as planned after a devastating fire wiped it out in 1900.
Yep.
That's saying a lot, right?
And the one that they built is still there.
It's still there, aka it's called the
Municipal Auditorium.
Municipal Auditorium,
right over there next to the park. What's the name of it?
Barney Alice.
Barney Alice Plaza. Thank you. If this was a bingo game, I'd be doing not that great. But go ahead.
Well, but you know what? Here we go. We're getting our history, and like, look, dude, your last one you did. You pulled so many things together from the historical side. I was like, I've got to really step up my historical game. So that's what
I know. We're both we like each other a lot, but we are both very competitive people. If you haven't figured this out, people.
Oh man, but you know what?
In a good way. I'm not saying like in a dicky way, but you're like, okay, let's write. So when I can tell, like, you're starting stories, like, oh, he used his writing skills on this one, brother. He's ready to go. All right, go ahead.
But also just to say, if I lose to you, and that's fine. I just want to leave it there because that's how we are. We are competitive, though. It's funny. It's true. Okay, so he was creative, though, and a lot of people remember that. He was a talented painter who didn't really do a lot with it, but he did indulge a really contagious fondness for music, okay? At the urging of there we go, my brother. At the urging of his friend, you may have heard of this name, William Rockhill Nelson.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Star publisher. The Nelson Atkins Museum, ring a bell, folks? In 1899, Epperson organized several hundred KC businessmen under the banner of Epperson's, Epperson's Megaphone Minstrels to raise money for improvements to Kansas City area parks.
Nice.
Yeah. The group donned costumes, played various instruments, marched and joked in a series of performances over the span of several years. He also served as director of the Kansas City Fall Festival Association, better known as, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, the Priests of Pallas, Pallas. Is it Pallas or Palace? I don't know.
I've never heard of that before. So.
Well, speaking of parades, their annual parade and masked ball in the early 1900s was a social and cultural phenom here in town. Now, it was said that the romance between young Maestro Epperson and his constant companion at such events began upon their first meeting as young people. Mrs. Epperson, soon to be, was born Mary Elizabeth Weaver on a farm near Cooperstown, New York. She was the daughter of a veterinarian who moved his family to Kansas City when Mary was a child, where she later graduated from St. Teresa's Academy, still there to this day.
Just there playing bingo not that long ago.
Right there, man. I should have said bingo, shouldn't I? I'm telling you, man. But I gave it up for Lent. This year, 1919, marked the beginning of a venture that would etch the Epperson name into the annals of architectural history. Uriah Epperson was driven by this grand vision, I guess, and he enlisted the talents of the French architect Horace Lapierre, a man who was very well known for his work. And together they embarked on the creation of a monumental house. And if you've seen it, if you've seen it, you can't forget it. It's a beautiful building. It's a Tudor Gothic masterpiece that took a fortune of $450,000 to complete. Now, remember, $450,000 back in the day. That's more than $7 million in today's dollars. Think about that. It'd be like, I guess, building a house at the National. But anyway, by 1923, the Epperson House stood tall. It had 4 stories and 54 rooms, including indoor plumbing and all, 6 bathrooms, elevators, a swimming pool, movies starting. No, I'm just kidding. Billiard room, a barber shop, and get this, a custom organ. And the house was, it was like a freaking castle, right in the middle of where UMKC is. They had a tunnel linking the east and west wings, which, and who knows? I don't know what that's all about, but that's what I read. But the house was more than just bricks and mortar, though. It is a vessel for stories that transcend the physical world. Among the most captivating is the tale of Harriet Evelyn Barse, a gifted organ student whose life was intertwined with the Epperson family. Barse, whom Uriah and Mary Elizabeth Weaver Epperson embraced as their adopted daughter, was really creative. talented. She helped design the custom organ that graces the living room at the Epperson home. Yet fate was cruel, and her career as a musician and as a living being was cut short by her untimely death in 1922. And that's when, Jamie, Uriah had a psychiatric breakdown after she died and murdered his wife, and then killed himself inside the house before, therefore, entrapping all their souls together as a family, a ghostly family in the afterlife.
All right.
Pretty chilling, huh?
It's creepy shit. So was he doing organ grinding with this young lady? Why was he so upset? I'm sorry. I just went there.
I can't. Okay. All right. I'm glad I gave you a moment to get that one out, because it was a good one. I am laughing here, but it's okay. Okay. Look. All right. So just to be fair, so it sounds chilling and the organ grinding. Oh my God. Well, it's not really, because none of these events actually occurred. There's a big legend that it occurred. No, he did not.
None of it happened.
No, he did not murder his wife, who in fact survived him, or commit suicide. In actuality, she did die. Bars, she did die in 1922, but he did not have a breakdown and murder his wife and kill himself inside the house. In 1927, a scant 4 years after the house's completion, Uriah Epperson took ill and passed away, just sadly.
So this is why you're saying this is a telephone game where the original story gets, after getting passed down time and time again, it becomes something completely different from
completely different. But and you're saying to me, okay, that's great, but I'll tell you why I thought it was important. And besides the fact that it touches on all the little historical notes that we like to touch on, I want to just finish out this bit and just explain why I picked it. And I think it'll make more sense because of what people think to this day. Okay, now Mary Epperson, his widow, spent the rest of her life generously giving in his memory to various arts organizations. Then she eventually donated their home to the university in 1942. And for a time, it served as a men's dorm. And then that ended, and it just went silent. They took everybody out, didn't do anything. So it has been said, and it is legend, that the Epperson house harbors more than just memories. It is a sanctuary for spirits. The ghost of Harriet Evelyn Bars, the young lady, the adopted daughter, more or less, adorned in an evening gown, is seen preparing for a recital that would never come to pass. Students have seen it. Security guards have sworn they've seen it. Strange lights, the haunting sound of organ music, and footsteps in the night speak to a presence that lingers in the halls. In fact, in one chilling encounter, okay, get this, a campus police officer experienced what he called a physical manifestation of the house's inhabitants, a collision without a cause, the sound of shattering glass, and a car mysteriously moved on camp right there at the house speak to an inexplicable phenomena that enveloped the mansion. Even the visage of Uriah Epperson himself, or at least part of him, has been witnessed. His presence, a silent guardian of the legacy left behind. There are multiple sightings. Frankly, around Halloween time, there's occasionally a ghost tour given, I think, and it's been on TV quite a bit. But the whole legend is that he went nuts, murdered his, wife, and and none of that's true. And what's sad about it is that, he and his wife actually lived really decent lives and contributed greatly to the community, and yet, all for kind of this cheap parlor theatrics of a Halloween ghost story. They make him out to be this madman. And when I first read about this, I was like, oh, this doesn't really cut it for going to Killing City. And I thought, no, it should though, because you already nailed it. You didn't even know where I was going with this, and you were like, oh my gosh, right? This kind of stuff's crazy. So in November of 2023, just FYI, the university issued an RFP, a request for proposal, for potential public-private partnership to restore and repurpose the home. I hope they can do it. It still looks gorgeous from outside. I
think it needs to be our new headquarters.
Oh my God, can you imagine the Going to Killing City headquarters? I love it. Oh, I do love that.
This is interesting. Because I know you have mysterious going on. Easy for me to say. So where are you on ghosts? Just out of curiosity.
I've actually had an experience. I can just. You got like 30 seconds.
You tell me.
All right.
Tell me yours. I'll tell you mine. Go ahead.
Oh, very nice. There will be no organ grinding, however.
Please no.
So back in my 20s, I was very serious with this girl and in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and her parents had built their own house. He was an artist and all this. And anyway, long story short, he had passed away from cancer, and not in a good way. It was not a good death. And I was left alone there. My girlfriend and her mother went to dinner, and I stayed in at the house alone. And it's kind of in the middle of like the woods, this place. And you know, the lights were on in the room where he had passed away. And I was downstairs just minding my own business, listening to a little music. And I'm sorry, the lights were off. And then all of a sudden the lights went on up there. I mean, as if somebody had turned on the lights, and I was alone. And I went up there and looked around. There was nobody there. And I came back down. And as soon as I came back down, the lights went off.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything else, but it was a little odd. But now, then again, I've heard he did do his own wiring. So there you go. What about you?
Well, you know, my dad passed away in the fall of 2000, and I don't know what this is. I have no idea, but I was sound asleep, and in my dream, he came into the bedroom and he said, "It's okay.
Oh,
I'm all right."
oh.
And the weird thing is, you know, my dad was not real, because, you know, my dad was from the silent generation. And one of the things that we never really hugged, not because we didn't, you know, we loved each other. It just was what he, you know, he was from that era. We always would shake hands when, and he put his hand out, and Alex, it seemed as real as anything ever. And then all of a sudden I wake up, and I mean, it was within a few weeks of him dying. And I still, for the life of me, I don't know if am I, you know, subconscious trying to deal with the grief? I don't know what, I don't know. And it's weird because I'd heard other people tell stories like that, and I was like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Until it happens to you. And then but the bottom line was, he's like, I'm okay. I'm in a better place. It's all right. It was like a reassuring thing. So I don't know.
I would like to believe that's really what we hope it was, which really was his spirit leaving this plane, but he wanted to hang around just long enough to tell you're his only son, right?
I am his only son.
And he knew how important he is and was to you. And I like the idea that as the spirit leaves this plane, you have a minute or two to do things like that.
Yeah.
And I hope that's true. Can I tell you one quick one that might make you feel even a little better about yours?
Sure.
So my mother, who I affectionately call Crazy Lady, but anyway, my mother, maybe it's not so affectionate, I don't know. She was extremely tight with her grandmother, who, by the way, was circus people, who I've talked about, maybe not on this show, but
no, we talked about it during Myrtle Bennett. Remember?
That's right.
Oh my God, lady, Evelyn Helms. That's right.
And my great grandmother was the trained dog act on the Riverboat Circus. Okay. So she was extremely close to her great grandmother, and my mom and dad got married in 1962 or three, something like that. And one night she was having a dream, and it was her grandmother. And her grandma didn't say anything. She just beckoned to her. And then all of a sudden, my mom said she was in her grandmother's house, and grandmother just pointed down at her desk, and at a drawer. He just pointed at it and then faded out. And the dream ended with the phone ringing, and it was my mom's mom telling her that her grandmother had passed away.
Yeah, I think that stuff happens quite a bit.
Well, so mom gets up there. She didn't live right by the house, but she gets there in a couple of days, and other relatives had ransacked the desk. She never knows what was in the desk that she wanted her to look at. What do you think?
I don't know, man. You know, it's just like, I can't explain how space can go on forever. Like, there's all these things. I think there's this amazing arrogance if you figure that you have figured it all out. Right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
If Carl Sagan never figured it out, I'm not going to figure it out. Oh, gee. No, but I hope you asked, the original question was, how do you come down on ghosts? If this universe is really that way, where dead people just hang around and replay scenes out of their life forever, well, that's horrific as far as I'm concerned. But some people believe that ghosts they do kind of replay scenes because it was scenes of great emotional import that left some kind of psychic energy behind. I don't know, but I do know this. I do know that if I've lost, just like everybody listening to this show, I've lost many people. As the older you get, the more you're going to lose. And I would be very, very comforted to know that they are all right, and that they also are in a loving spirit, and like your father evidently was, if that's what was going on. I think that would be great.
Absolutely.
So to end, the only thing murdered in the Epperson house was the truth, but but at Halloween time, and frankly, Jamie, we've got to make sure we do this. We should do kind of a campfire ghost story episode for Halloween, I think.
So we have not, since you had your freebie where you gave away lots of nice stuff. You had obviously your holiday lights. You gave away your book. Our friend Philippe gave us nice gift cards to give away.
Very nice, yes.
We have not had much email people from. So if you're listening, killingcitypod@gmail.com is send us your ghost story. We'll talk about it.
Oh, yeah. And yeah.
But let us know if you want us to do the tour, because we might do it in the fall.
We you know what? We really should do it. We should just do. Now, did we talk about this? We did, didn't we?
Last time, but I mean, off the top of my head, within 3 miles of each other is obviously where John Lazia met his end. Right. It's where your boy Burdella. I'm sorry. Sorry, Bob Berkebile.
Oh, Bob. Sorry, buddy.
So, buddy, I'm sorry. Burdella did his awful things.
Right.
But also, that's where we had our case, the Tylenol killer guy, the house at 4812 Campbell. That's right by there, too. I mean, those are, and we could go downtown. We can see, where our poor attorney got shot.
Right.
And then we can see where
and we could
worked. The building that Swope worked, Swope Mansion's long gone, but the house is the place where he worked is still there. So there's several places that are still here.
Yeah. And we could stop at Jamie and I at our favorite watering holes as little breaks on it. If we depends on how long we rent the bus or whatever.
Speaking of which, I think that both Tomstown and Rieger need to get off their sorry asses. For local podcasts. If nothing else, send us some drinks. Send us some cocktails.
Hey, Steve Rivar, come on, brother. Come on, man.
Come on.
Hook us up.
We're encouraging people to drink. What do you want?
And how many times do you and we meet at least a couple of times a year at Tomstown? And
I love the Rieger too. I love them both.
The Rieger's great.
Whoever supports us, I will love more.
Do you ever have you gone down to Electric Park, by the way?
I have not.
Oh, my wife and I love that place. It's fun. It's fun. They've got a great little speakeasy there. By the way, there's a speakeasy up here in Parkville as well. There's a great pub called Whiskey River, and they built out a little speakeasy. And I mean, it's tiny. It could barely hold 10 people, but you make an appointment to go in there, and it's kind of nice. So I'm kind of one of those guys. But you know what? Nothing is beaten. What was the name of Rieger? Remember Rieger in the old building? They had a speakeasy in the basement. Was it called? Start with an M. It was.
I don't remember the new one is Ha Ha Club, because they're taking that from the historic club in the 30s. But
the Hey Hey Club or the Ha Ha Club?
You're right. Hey Hey Club.
Hey Hey Club.
What happened?
Yeah, we've been there. But the old one had I forget the name of it, folks. Remind me. But it was lovely too, and it was much more speakeasy because they had the little thing on the door, and it was very dark in there. You could barely see.
I think had been a speakeasy back in the day.
Yes, and it was the building. The building
on Main Street.
20th in Maine, right? Yeah. Is that right? Something like that. Yeah. So, but folks, we should, it's what is it called? Killingcitypod@gmail.com.
Killingcitypod@gmail.com.
If you are interested, and you would be interested in this fall in doing, it would be an evening with Jamie and me and the historical fun stuff and stopping for drinks and that kind of thing. Let us know. Just send us an email. We're not going to hold you to it. We're not going to sue you if you don't go. We just want to find if there's interest, I think we could have a killer time.
Absolutely. Be fun. And neither one of us will drive. I just want to put that out there because
that's the whole point. If I have to drive, I will I will be no fun. No.
This is great. I learn something every time we do one of these.
Me too. What a rich town we live in lore. It's so rich.
Right. I don't know when we're going to find the time, but we need to write our own script.
We may just.
That's it for this. Are you ready for your hint next time?
I'm running up right now. I'm going to type it so I don't forget.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll try not to cut it out.
It's fine.
Well, the one a couple months ago, I was like, "This is like an hour and 15 minutes. I got to start cutting stuff." We actually
cut out my clue, and I threw away the slip of paper I wrote the clue on. So I'm looking for.
Wrote it down.
But then I'm listening the last 30 minutes of the show over and over until I finally like, dude, can you just remind me? And you go, oh shit, I cut that out, didn't I?
Yeah.
All right, what's the hint? I'm not typing.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Shotgun wedding.
Ooh. Shotgun.
Pistol funeral. Shotgun wedding. Pistol funeral.
Man, that's better than the match game. I feel like Gene Rayburn. Where's that music? Wank, 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 wank. That the guitar.
Totally, there can't be any copyright anymore on that game.
What is that called? That waka waka sound the guitar makes?
That's a wah-wah pedal, brother.
That's all that is. Just the wah-wah pedal.
I have one.
Just
I actually have two. I might have.
You know what I'm saying? Like the match game, they go wank 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 wank.
Come over sometime. I'll
show me.
I'll annoy our wives and I'll plug in and play.
I'm all about annoying our wives. So let's do that. Anyway, last thing. Go on to Killing City Pod. It's killingcitypod.com. Please go visit there. Follow us. You can subscribe there as well, I believe. And don't forget Trading Fours. Jamie has a new. I'll tell you what. I got a little nervous when I just heard on the street that he had a new co-host, and I went, oh crap, I didn't get my pink slip or anything, but no, it was for Trading Fours. He's got you already mentioned it last week, but just remind everybody real quick.
So a million years ago, my buddy Billy, one of my OG friends, Billy Decker, and I hung out, played music in college. Most of these stories I can't tell anymore. I have children that are grown and they will hold me to it. But Billy and I hung out and played music together in late 80s, early 90s, and he has gone on to great things. He is a Nashville engineer, producer, mixer who has mixed 16 number one hits. And so Billy has agreed. He comes on and he asks great questions. We've done a couple of these now, and he is all, because that's what he does all day. So he wants to talk about who produced your album and how did you come, which studio did you use, all that stuff. So for music nerds, it's a lot of fun. And Billy and I have a lot of fun together. We get along really well. So it's been we've done a couple. We have a bunch coming up. It is just fun. So for music nerds, you will enjoy it. We have a lot of fun. We have Andy Alador, who was the co-writer of the Stevie Ray Vaughan book and who has interviewed everybody for Guitar World, who has hung out in 5150 Studios with Eddie Van Halen and everybody Van Halen back in the day. And I was just texting with Andy today, and he's like, oh yeah, I've known Vernon, as in Vernon Reed, from Living for 30 years. And, I know Nuno, and because I'm going to, by the time it's out, I've already seen the concert. But for you folks, I'm going to go see Living Color open up for Extreme down in Austin.
Which, by the way, I saw here in Kansas City. But Jamie was going to go, but he fell ill and we couldn't go. But so I went by myself, and it was great.
Yep. So I'm going to get to see them on Monday, and I'm doing that. Right. And then I know how you are. So you just have to Google this woman's name, Molly Miller. She is a jazz guitarist. She has a trio. She is Dr. Molly Miller. She has a doctorate in music at UCLA. And she's fabulous too. And she's part of NAMM. So when I went to NAMM, and we're interviewing her, and so it's a lot of stuff. And then stay tuned, because Billy is bringing in some of his A-listers from his live. So we'll have a lot of fun. So we have a good time, and it's a total. We aren't making, just like this podcast, we don't make money off of it, but we have I get to hang out with a lot of fun people, and we have a great time. So
we have a great time. And just FYI, Mysterious Goings On and PR After Hours, just real quick. I just per point of personal privilege, folks, by the time you hear this, it's going to be out. I've closed up shop on my business, and I've taken a job at a local university, and I couldn't be happier. It's the dream job. I've been wanting to retire in university setting. Again, I started my career at a university, and I've worked with or at a couple of others in my career. And after 14 years of being my own boss, I've decided I can't stand the boss anymore, and I fired him, and I'm going to go work for a university. So, but the good news is, Mysterious Goings On, mgopod.com will continue, as will PR After Hours, prafterhours.com, at least until further notice. So, man, dude, how do we even live our lives? All we do is podcast.
I know. It's a sickness, really, if you think about it.
It's a sickness. All right, man. Well, I've had a great time, man. And everybody, I hope you had a ghostly good time. And don't throw this episode on the Uriah Heep. Come on now.
I love it. All right. Until next time, be safe, people.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.